Hey everybody, welcome back to MTG Spec. This is Tom. Today we are doing an unveiling of the Dour 9. These are the 9 reserve list cards that are probably the absolute worst investments you could possibly do. I went through all of Card Kingdom and looked up prices. At first I was looking for reserve list cards that were under $5. And there are a few like Contract from Below, which we've talked about, Dark Pact, Demonic Attorney. Those are all anti cards and not very desired by players. They're on the invisible reserve list that we've talked about. But, you know, once we started hitting Fallen Empires and the massive amount of 69-cent cards and stuff like that, like, you know, we kind of stopped looking for $5 and below and just started looking for $1 and below. So we got some Fallen Empires, some Mirage, Visions, Exodus. I would have been perfectly happy doing all Fallen Empires for this list because this was something I found on Reddit, the definitive guide to print runs. It seemed pretty cool. I'm not going to summarize the whole article, but you know, needless to say, alpha printing only had 2.6 million cards, extraordinarily rare. Then we get into Arabian Nights, 5 million. Let me let my cat in, he's screaming. Come on, baby. Then we get... let's see, what Legends, 35 million, the Dark, 65 million. But then once you get to Fallen Empires, 350 million cards. Like, that is enormous. That's a huge amount of cards. And, you know, we don't know the exact print runs after that, but they were literally giving away Fallen Empires packs in free Duelist magazines and giving the magazines away for free too. It was just crazy. So Fallen Empires took a long time to have any kind of value, but not all the cards on this list are going to be Fallen Empires. So let's check out what we got. All right, first of the Dour 9 is the lovely, and I do mean that, Balm of Restoration. We've got some lovely art by Margaret Organ Keene. She's one of the OG Magic artists. Always did this cool pattern background, but this card itself is basically just a terrible healing salve that any color can use. Not particularly needed by anyone. That is Fallen Empires. Then we have Goblin Flotilla with Island Walk. So this one is playing with fire a little bit, putting this in this category because it is a Goblin card, but think of the hundreds of thousands of better Goblin cards that exist for a deck than somebody that can, you know, what was he? Island Walk, and you. All right, so any creatures blocking it get first strike. So it has last strike basically. Pretty terrible. All right, and then we have Hamridge Shaman. Again, I like the art. Amy Weber is old school. Nobody's doing Hamrid or Camerid decks anymore, if they ever were. Tap a target green creature. Okay, well you can tap a whole board of green creatures, but you know, if you're using this for a sideboard card, you can probably do better than a 2/1 for 4 CMC. All right, let's see. Ication Lieutenant. This one is a little controversial in my mind because all these other cards on this list were 69 cents on Card Kingdom. This one was a whopping 79 cents, and it was a multi-way tie for what was a 79-cent card. But this card, I don't know, is it the dude's bowl cut or just the very narrow, expensive ability where he gives a soldier +1/+0? I don't know. He just kind of sucks in general. You know, two white mana for a 1/2 that has a weak fire breathing ability. It just screams low end reserve list to me. All right, next we have Ication Skirmishers. I remember this was actually one of the last cards I got for my original Fallen Empire set back in the day. I was so excited to get it, but boy, look at them. Banding, first strike. All creatures that band with them also gain first strike during an attack. You know, but four mana for a 1/1 body. I mean, you can just ping that guy away with a Prodigal Sorcerer, easy. All right. Lycanthrope. All right, this is our only participant from Visions. His name was kind of a cool pun name, play on the werewolf thing, because he's Moss, get it? But yeah, he gets -1/-1 counters. He kind of regenerates a little, but he's a 5/5. For 5 mana of green, you can do way better. So he's never going to be a heavy hitter. All right, these guys are the very definition of suck. You have a 3/3 white creature. Whenever he damages a player, that player may pay 3 to prevent that damage because they're mercenaries. This isn't even bad enough to trade to your opponent with a Zedru deck. Like, this is just terrible. Pathetic. So there's that one. And then we have Mountain Titan. So for 4 mana, 1 black, 1 red, you get a 2/2 body. He has an expensive ability where you can spend 3 mana to put a +1/+1 counter on him whenever you successfully cast a black spell. Well, that's 3 mana less that you can spend on a spell. So, and he only affects himself. Just terrible. I mean, you know, but he does something. I'll grant him that. And again, I like Melissa Benson art. She's kind of old school, but then again, these are reserve lists, so they're all going to be old school art, aren't they? And then Vidalian War Machine. I think this is our last one. Tap target merfolk to allow this card to attack. So it's a wall, first of all. If you're putting it in merfolk tribal, it's not even a merfolk, it's a wall. And you can tap all your merfolk to give it +2/+1. Or you could put in, you know, an extra merfolk captain that gives all your merfolk +1/+1. So again, really terrible. Cool Amy Weber art, but that's about it. So I do believe that is it. There they are. There she is, Miss America. That is our awful list. That is the Dour 9. As the reserve list grows and matures, these are the cards I'm going to watch as a bellwether of its overall health. Because if these cards, which right now you can get all these on eBay pretty much to a man for about $2, including shipping. If any of these start to creep up above, I don't know, let's say $5, like that's a sign that something wild is about to happen to the reserve list. Now one of these guys could get targeted by MTG Moxman or Creepy Rudy or somebody, and you know suddenly they're going to start to disappear for that reason. But there's really no good reason to buy these other than to be perverse and just try to corner the market on a weak reserve list card. But I'm going to keep an eye on these guys. I don't even think I own a Lycanthrope personally, so I'm going to have to watch. So don't buy them all, everybody. Don't buy them all yet. Give me a chance to get a Lycanthrope. But other than that, that is about it for today's video. There's a lot of big news going on in Magic. They're rolling out some neon alternate art cards for Neon Dynasty, the Kamigawa, and Rudy's reporting some wink wink inside information or not that Star Wars is coming to Magic. It's a wild time, but you know, you got to keep your eye on the ball. And for me, the eye is directly on the reserve list. All right, I'll talk to you guys later. Okay, bye.